KAHEA is involved in protecting the northwestern Hawaiian Islands, and we also, in conjunction with that, have a campaign to protect the Ilio Holo Ika Ua Ua, or the Hawaiian Monk Seal. And we're trying very hard to involve the public in both of these processes. And what KAHEA does in general is we work on other issues that affect our oceans, such as cruise ships, that we're working to protect culturally significant areas such as the summit of Mauna Kea, and we're working to protect state lands that are actually ceded lands or Hawaiian lands that are known as the natural area reserves. The overarching role that we play is to encourage public participation, to inform the public, to let them know how they can get involved, how they can help, and it's vital. We cannot rely on our state agencies now to provide the levels of protection that need to happen. We cannot now more than ever. It's going to be up to the public to be actively involved and voice their concern and voice their personal mana'o about what the needs are to protect these resources. There's two major processes in place right now to protect the northwestern Hawaiian Islands. A process to designate the established reserve, which was established by executive order and has a set level of protection for that ecosystem of the northwestern Hawaiian Islands. And then there's the state process, which actually relates much more directly to seal habitat, because the state waters around each island go from the refuge that was established in 1909, and then beyond that is the state waters for 3 miles. And this is where the primary habitat is for the monk seals. So the state actually has taken some very strong action and very proactively, after attempting to pass some very bad regulations for the northwestern Hawaiian Islands, have actually, because of the public outcry, have gone back to the drawing board and come back to the public with very, very good regulations that we feel would, for the most part, are going to provide significant protection for the monk seal. And this is a state refuge that's being established in state waters for the northwestern Hawaiian Islands. And there are things that do need to be changed about their proposed regulations, and KAHEA has identified all those things, and we can find those things on our website. But the primary thing is that the state finally got it after the public said, no, we want strong protections in the northwestern Hawaiian Islands. We don't want commercial fishery to continue in the northwestern Hawaiian Islands. We want the monk seals protected. We want the fragile reef and lagoons protected. And so that's what they did. They went back and, to their credit, came back with a pretty strong proposal to protect that fragile area. The monk seal is it is an extremely ancient animal. It's prehistoric. Ilio Holo Ika Ua Ua is the name in Hawaiian, and it means the dog that lives in the surf. It's an animal that is part of the ocean, and that symbolizes all the life that the ocean provides to the Hawaiian culture. The major threat right now to the survival of the monk seal is starvation. And even though the monk seal primarily lives in the northwestern Hawaiian Islands, that's their prime habitat, and they survive there, they thrive there, even in the richest biodiversity of this area, they are starving to death because their primary food source, or one of their primary food sources, which was the lobster, has been completely decimated from overfishing and mismanagement. Westpac is relentless in attempting to reopen the lobster fishery. It's been closed by executive order, which is a law. It is the law of the land that fishery is no longer open. Yet they're spending tax dollars trying to recover, trying to come up with the data to indicate that, oh, it was just a fluke, it was just a cycle, it's a this and it's a that, and it has nothing to do with being overfished. So they are in complete denial of the reality that this fishery has been pounded into the ground and you can't find a slipper lobster in the northwestern Hawaiian Islands in monk seal area, in areas that monk seals inhabit. The monk seal's primary habitat is the northwestern Hawaiian Islands. That, this is the area that they're primarily on French frigate shoals, Laysan, Lisiansky, Nihoa, Maro, and Midway. And without a very strong protection, without very strong protection measures, that monk seal is not going to make it. What we're asking is that WestPAC, the Western Pacific Regional Fishery Management Council, refocus their funding to not be on how to recover the lobster fishery so they can go back in and hammer it again, but rather how to recover the monk seal population that they were directly responsible for destroying. Right now, we're at a pinnacle. We're at a crossroads right now where people can get involved and make all the difference in the world. People need to really step up to the plate and recognize that they need to become involved in resource protection here in Hawaii. There are major pressures on our agencies. We cannot depend on our agencies to protect our natural resources or the culture of Hawaii. So it's just vital that people get involved. And KAHEA can help people get involved. We can provide information. We can hook you up with different activities that are going on throughout the islands. And so that's something that really, in terms of the future, I think that it's in the balance. The future's hanging there, and it's really going to be up to citizens or people living here to say, yes, I think it's important to protect these resources, and here's how I want to help out.